Yo guys, what up? It's your boy AMG Dens with the third episode of Season 2 F1 Manager 2022. Let's get into it. Let's see how things go. I hope you guys are keeping well. I am struggling to keep my voice alive, but we're going down under as we're in Australia. As Michelle said, hopefully we have a better race than we did in Austria, where the FIA rudely tried to destroy our, the great race we're having. We also have MJ inside here as well. What's going on, MJ, man? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining as always. And yeah, Mary, what's going on? I hope you're well too. So, let's familiarize ourselves with the strategy then. So, we've got Lewis Hamilton on a one-stop strategy today. He's going to start on the hards and then go into the mediums. It might be quite touch and go, but what I'm really hoping for with Lewis's strategy is that there's going to be some form of safety car. There usually is around Australia. And then with Mr. Russell, again, we know that this guy really struggles with overtaking people. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're going to put him on a more aggressive two-stop. So hopefully he can make up the places. Lewis qualified third. George Russell qualified fourth. So on the, the second row of the grid, which is not bad. Not bad at all. Den's turned 50 in a day. I wish I did, but no, it's just my voice is completely gone, guys. I kind of did tell you that for a while I wasn't feeling so well. So yeah, like, still on the road to recovery, but I love doing this for you guys, so we're here. So without further ado, let's start this race. Let's go.
It's bright and sunny as the drivers line up on the grid.
Tell me about it, Mike. I really do sound messed up.
Here we've got Lewis Hamilton. They're up in third position, tantalizingly close to pole. And here we can see Russell. They might not be in the top three spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. And we're just moments away now. Get ready for the Australian Grand Prix.
And away we go.
Lights out and away we go.
On board with Lewis Hamilton. Tell him to be a bit aggressive at the start.
Let's push. Understood.
Ooh, George Russell being aggressive. You know what? I'm going to tell Lewis to chill out for a bit. And we're going to tell George to go for it. See what George can do.
So use those tires.
Yeah, copy, all good.
Right. Use overtake.
You have overtake.
Copy.
This is going to be a really interesting one.
Yeah, don't sweat it.
Going to bring Lewis back into this race a bit later. Let's see what George can do on his more aggressive strategy.
Advance the race position.
Because it looks like everybody's gone on to the two-stop strategy. Ooh. Bit of a fight here between Verstappen and Leclerc as well. See if George Russell can get in and amongst this. Could get really tasty.
Just do what you can.
Go on, Lewis. Don't let everybody bully you.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
Tell Lewis to use a bit of fuel.
And think about less lifting coast.
Understood.
And think about increasing the lifting coast just a little.
Okay.
George Russell looks like he's actually turned up today with his racing boots. Really close to the top two. Let's see what we can do. Oh no, I'm really sorry to hear that, Mary. Yeah, the flu's just been so relentless this season. Like, it's not going away. Even for me, like, I had it last week, and then it started to go away. And then even afterwards, it was still kind of really, really just hanging on, like, and yeah, not the best. But we always fight, so let's see what we can do. Topic of fighting, George Russell looks like he's up for one with the top two. Leclerc went a bit defensive, but Russell's in the DRS.
You can use DRS.
Exactly like what we like to see. MJ, I don't know what business you're on about, my bro. I'm just into legal businesses, as you know. Right, Russell's tyres are starting to get a bit hot now. We don't want him to lock up with the tyres getting too hot, so we're just going to tell him to chill behind these guys. maybe MJ, maybe. Hey man, YouTube doesn't need to know about that business. Alright, come on, Judge. Try and get a bit closer to these guys. Oh, did Cameron get COVID? Oh no. That's really terrible. Oh man, shout out to Cameron F1 as well, man. He's like one of my top go-to guys as well for content. I think Russell's got some DRS here. He's going to get the move done on Max. Go on there, go on. Ah, Russell, man. He's always scared. He's just not aggressive enough. Ooh, round the outside, Russell. He thinks about it.
It's a race position gained for Mercedes.
Maybe a kind of position gained for George Russell too. He's going side by side with Max Verstappen throughout the first sector. Ah, just not close enough. Just not close enough. Really entertaining racing though. What's going on, Adrian? I hope you're keeping well, bro. Need to have a look at the gap as well with Lewis. Don't want him to fall too behind this pack. Ooh, looks like they were going 3 wide for a second. Amazing racing here. It'd be amazing if Verstappen and Leclerc just crashed into each other too. What would the chances be? Really tasty action. Lewis is in that pack behind as well. Lewis is doing a really good job. Actually, let's go on board with Lewis. Tell Lewis to start using some energy.
Alpine just advanced.
Not for long. Oh, are you serious, MJ? You've never had it?
Just keep the pressure on. You can do this.
Man, you lucky boy.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tested positive for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if I had it, man, because in the UK, just everybody had it at some stage. Yeah, Michelle, I hope so. I hope for George's sake he really does, because he usually lets us down. He's too timid and afraid to overtake people usually. So it'd be nice for him to have a decent race. We'll see what happens. Lewis on the back of Esteban Ocon here. Esteban moving from left to right as he's saving his ERS as well. You just saw that red light flash in the back for a bit. What's nice though is that we're slowly catching up with Sainz. That's in the middle of nowhere. He's not got any toe from the top 3. As Esteban Ocon, he weaves again. He's really aggressive.
Copy. Temps are climbing. Temps are now climbing.
Tell Lewis to just back off for a bit. Oh my days, that's so true, Mike. In real life, like,
That's what Lewis.
George Russell's literally a terrorist. And speaking of which, George Russell into P1. Let's go.
Only P1.
I want to watch that overtake because I really did not see that coming. Let's see if we get a replay. Importantly as well, Hamilton's on the back of Sainz, so that's going to help as well with his progression. Oh wow, it didn't show us a replay of the Russell overtake. Okay, biased. But either way, I'm not expecting George to do too much madness, so we'll leave him for a bit as we track Hamilton's progress. Looks like he's right on the back of Carlos Sainz here. Can he potentially get a move done? Looks on the left of the Spanish, moves to the right of the Spanish driver. Thinks better of it this time. Mary said, COVID numbers rising again in Scotland. I'm going to go and get my booster next week. Oh, I'm really glad to hear that you're going to get your booster, Mary, because yeah, it's really, really, really dangerous, man. And that's the thing as well, like for certain people when they get COVID, the long-term effects it has on them as well. It's crazy.
And there's the fastest.
Wow.
You have fastest lap.
Jeez. Imagine George got the fastest lap only for Lewis to take it away on the hard tyre. Love to see it.
Really well executed.
Wow, Lewis is coming into this race now. Look, it looks like the medium tyres are starting to fall off. He's starting to find some immaculate pace. Love to see it. He didn't, to be fair, Mike. I think he qualified P3, but we've started Lewis on the hard tyres because we're going to try and do the one stop with Lewis, whilst we're going to do a two stop with George. So he started the race a bit slow and steady, but now it looks like he's really in for some action. So hopefully he can catch up with these guys. That'd be really nice. Mary said that she's done with the saltfish pie. I can imagine. Yeah, George has been a really polarizing figure on the grid this season because I think he's adapted to his time at Mercedes quite well. Having said that, he's been involved in a lot of racing incidents. That's me putting it mildly, with a lot of drivers on the field this season. So yeah, he'll be trying to keep his nose a bit clean for the remaining races in his efforts with Lewis Hamilton to try and get the first win for Mercedes this season. Michelle said, isn't the UK best country? Most of us and the drivers. I'm from Scotland. Oh, okay. So Michelle and Mary, you guys are representing Scotland very nicely. Very nicely indeed. Oh.
Just head down, concentrate on your race.
It looks like Carlos Sainz isn't giving up. Maybe he's charging his battery.
Yeah, don't sweat it, Lewis. Don't sweat it.
Mike said, I like George, but his ego is overtaking more than he is. Jeez. See, this is what I like, Mike. Mike brings the energy to the chat.
This garage has just gone mental.
So Lewis Hamilton's defending quite hard from Sainz. But again, I'm not really too bothered about Lewis
Glazing.
fighting with Sainz at the moment. We know we're going to do the one stop, whereas the rest of these guys, they're going to be on the double stop. So, main thing for Lewis is just to look after his tyres.
Advance the race position.
And if we can go extra long on this hard tyre, that'd be even better. Oh my days. The George Russell slander today is a bit mad, isn't it? Right, let's keep an eye on George then, because we're in a position where we could do something unique with him if he can continue up this good pace. To be fair, George having a decent race so far. He's keeping up with the top two, giving Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc a lot to think about, which we love to see. George Russell was thinking about that one. So when's George's next pit stop then? Let's have a look. Got 8 laps until George's next pit window. So we'll probably follow Lewis for a bit. And what lap times is Sainz do it? Because if he's not like setting fast lap times, then we really need to kind of get ahead of him. So what we'll do is we'll tell Lewis to start using his tyres. Tell Lewis to push.
You can do this.
Understood.
Let's see if we
Think
can go for a
about
charge.
lifting coast. Press overtake.
Orders from Bono there. See what you can do. Go on, Lewis. So Sainz is ready. Move to the right. Can't move to the left. Will Lewis go for the move around the outside? Sensational move from Lewis Hamilton. I think he gets the move done there. That's up to P4. But Sainz doesn't want to give it up. Excellent stuff from Lewis Hamilton. World class.
Mercedes moved up a place.
Absolutely world class. Love to see it. Come on, Lewis. Let's try and pull away now. Let's try and make a nice little gap. Can just break the toe a little bit from these guys. That'd be splendid. But Sainz still not wanting to give up though. It's going to be really tough.
Increase in lifting coast.
Sainz trying the same move that he did on Lewis.
Just do what you can.
Oh, and Ferrari just gained a place.
Yeah, don't sweat it.
Hey, nice to have you back as well, MJ. Alright, Lewis is getting a bit swamped here, so what we can do instead,
We're hot and temps, just going to need some lifting coast.
maybe tell Lewis just to save some energy.
Red Bull gained a place.
So just charge that pack.
Again with Lewis, we're just going a bit long, so track position isn't the most important thing for him. Even though we don't want him to fall too far back behind the rest of the guys.
Drivers, keep up now.
Alright, don't sweat, Lewis.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
See what's going on with George. So when is George's pit window? Because I think what we can start doing is telling George to do a bit of a push. Let's tell George to use some of these tyres. Attack. Push. That's true as well, Michelle. I agree. Absolutely. Especially in Lewis's case, what we'll do, we'll just make him harvest some energy and save some of the tyres, so when we get closer to the pit window, we can start telling him to attack and use all the nice grip and energy that he has. So definitely agree with your suggestion there. Haha, what's going on, Martin? Got Bodenese Motorsport TV inside here as well, man. Martin, amazing guy. If you don't know already, make sure.
So rain imminent.
What the hell?
Copy.
He never told me rain. Oh, now I get it. Guys, I realized something. I remember that they did forecast there was going to be some rain. So that's why I put Lewis Hamilton on the hard tyres, because I was going to wait it out until the rain came, and then I was going to pit him for some wet tyres directly. Whereas with these guys, I think Verstappen, Charles, and Russell, obviously, I think they will have to box onto dry tyres because the tyres probably won't last. And then they'll have to go on to the wet. So hopefully that gamble pays off. But yeah, hey, what's going on, my man? Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, make sure that you go and subscribe to Bodenese Motorsport TV, aka Martin. We used to do so much sim racing back in the day. You know, I can't wait for Martin to get PC as well, so we can do some more racing together. Me, him, and Mike Fowler used to do some really awesome races. So it's great to see Martin here as well, man. He's a really, really lovely guy from Germany. So make sure you go and show him some love. And we've got Kivi Lapu inside here as well, man. What's going on, Kivi? Hope you're keeping well. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's actually see how this one's going to play out then. So Riccardo Mosconi, George Russell's engineer, has said that there's going to be a 40% chance of rain in the next couple of minutes. So in fact, we'll probably tell George to take it a bit easy. Because if he has to pit before the rain comes, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Hey, end of November, bro. That's excellent, man. It's only a couple of weeks away now, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be amazing. Lewis still trying to overtake Ocon, but doesn't really matter so much for Lewis. And yeah, absolutely, Kiwi, man. Explain to us what it means or what it translates to. Always trying to learn something new on this channel. Wow, look at how grey the skies have got though, guys. I really do think there's a high potential of rain.
Race position gained for Mercedes.
As Hamilton gets past Ocon, let's look at the replay.
Now, just watch the Mercedes here.
Wow. Nice clean move from Lewis Hamilton. It's amazing. Really cool stuff there.
And they clear it. Big move for them and a race position gained. That was a big moment. The team are clearly delighted.
Mercedes mechanics look very happy with Lewis there. So we're going to tell Lewis to start using some ERS now.
It's not charged.
Okay.
And when's this rain supposed to come? So rain is supposed to come, guys, within the next, I want to say like probably 5 laps. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be really, really interesting. Let's look at the tyre wear situation too. So Lewis has got fresh hard tyres. They're still got 71% life on them. Everybody else is in the 60s. So Lewis is doing a really good job with those hards. And Kiwi says it's Finnish for English. It's rock rap. Okay, never knew that, man. That's super cool. Right, let's see what's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna start getting tasty very soon. If it's gonna rain.
Such an awesome job, mate. Yeah,
it makes sense, Michelle. We'll try. The only issue with Russell is that his tyres are gonna be a lot more worn. So if he makes a mistake on those worn tyres, I'm not gonna be blamed. Yeah, it also depends on how heavy the rain's gonna be as well. But it's gonna get spicy. It says there's a 90% chance of rain in 4 minutes. So things are gonna get really tasty, guys. Gonna make sure you don't want to miss this. And if you're here, make sure you slap the like button, like Will Smith, as I always like to say. It helps with our algorithms.
Yeah, don't sweat it, Lewis. Don't sweat it.
Really getting a bit annoyed with Lewis though. He needs to try and get past Ocon. Gonna tell him to attack. Attack, 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 attack.
Pressure on, you can do this.
And use some overtake. Ocon's becoming a bit of a nuisance now. I'm kind of losing this battle with Perez and Sainz, so yeah. Hopefully not MJ, man. Don't jinx it. The rain's coming, guys. The rain has started.
Rain around.
Copy.
So actually gonna tell Lewis to just take it easy. We don't want to tell him to push in the rainy conditions.
Okay, copy.
They should start getting a bit colder now, Lewis, now that it's raining.
This is awesome work. Come on.
So let's see how long this rain's gonna stay. Hey, Abby, what's going on? So lovely to see you here. As my voice is literally going. Mike says, Hamilton is losing the battle and Dens is losing his voice. Bro, tell me a more iconic duo. Right, guys, this is the rain meter. I think once it goes above 2. In fact, let me just make sure I'm actually talking sense, because I don't want to mess it up. I think once the rain meter goes beyond a certain point, you need to change the tires. So let's have a look at what the actual thing is. So in fact, we'll do it with Lewis, because I can't really see. Okay, so what does it say here? It says once it's above 1 to 4 millimeters of rain, you need to put, I think, intermediate tires on. Once it goes above 4 millimeters of standing water, then you need to go into wet tires. So what's that at the moment? So this is practically inters. The issue is, do we jump onto intermediates right now, or do we wait until the track's really wet and then go on to inters? I think what we'll do, we'll box Lewis for inters. I think we're going to box Lewis for inters this lap. I think we're going to box Russell for inters the following lap. So let's change the strategy then. We're going to put Lewis onto some intermediate tires. So the intermediates, as the name kind of suggests, they're in between a wet tire and a dry tire. They've got grooves to help dispose of water, but they're not as good as the wets. And let's see. We're gonna pit this lap. So let's do this. Pit this lap, Lewis. And for George, we're gonna leave him out. We are gonna leave George out at the moment.
Okay, let's so box.
So this lap.
Look at you guys giving each other's warnings in the comments. I'm done. Wow, look how damp the track's got as well, guys. It's crazy conditions. So Lewis looks like he's gonna come in. He does. Let's see what sort of stop we get for Lewis.
Stuff that is boxing.
Nice. Good stop, guys. And we're going to tell Russell to box this lap as well. So let's change his tyres. Going to put him onto some intermediates as well. And then pit this lap. And also, guys, what we'll do is we'll update the strategy view. So even if we are on intermediate tires, we can't get to the end of the race. So I'm gonna edit Lewis's strategy here. Let's see what we can do. So if the rain stops about this point in the race, what tire can we go on to? Let's see. So we're gonna add another stint, and that's gonna be around lap 40, let's say. Okay. Do we have any new hard tires? Okay, so we've got mediums. They can go to the end. No, okay, so we're gonna have to go into medium tires. That looks good. So we are gonna create that and stick Lewis on that strategy. And similar thing with George as well. But we're going to wait until George pitches for the intermediate tyres, and then we'll update the strategy view. Mine says 30 seconds stop and go for Mike because he's Dutch. Oh my days. I love Mine, man. He's such a savage. Right, cool. It's amazing though, there hasn't been a safety car yet. Ooh, guys, it's getting really close to the wet mark. If that goes above 4, I have to look at some wet tyres. Let's have a look. Oh, Alonso's gone on the wets. Magnussen's gone on to the wets. I don't know, guys. I think we should stay on the intermediates with Lewis. But with George, perhaps we'll put him on the wets. Split the strategy up a bit. Ooh, that is really close to wets. If it goes above 4. MJ said don't make it 5 seasons. I'm done. Oh my days. Okay. It hasn't gone above 4. And another driver's locked up. I wonder who it is.
Nice work, Lewis.
So Ocon locked up. Ocon looks like he's locked up.
There we have the Alpine. Well, they've locked up. They
Ooh.
weren't a bit happy about that.
He nearly took out Max Verstappen.
And that was a bitter blow for the team.
Yeah.
It may have really
Yeah, I think you're right, Mary. I
hurt
think we're going to
their
stay
overall chances.
on these tyres, to be fair. So George Russell's coming in this lap.
Well executed.
Martin said no disqualification because no one loves you. Jesus.
Same now.
So Russell's coming out of the pits. Where's Russell going to come out? Nice. So Russell's come out in P4. Lewis in P3. Amazing work from the Mercedes boys here. We're back in this. Lewis only 2 seconds behind Sainz as well, so this is going to get interesting. And let's update the strategy view for Russell as well. So let's update his strategy. So if it's going to stop raining about here, we're going to add another stint. We're going to push that stint all the way out here, let's say. And again, I think the smart thing to do would just be to put George on some medium tyres. He can push towards the end. Yep. We'll do that. So let's create that strategy and then slap George on there. Right. So Mercedes P3 and P4. Wonder how things going to work out though. There hasn't been a safety car either. So that's always interesting. Okay, Jarno Opmeer's doing quite well in the F1 esports as well. It's incredible. Potentially, Mike, potentially. I'll have to see. I don't want to jinx Jarno Opmeer too quickly. Alright, we're going to tell George Russell to pick up his pace a bit because it looks like Gasly's a bit quicker than him, to be fair.
Pick up the pace.
Kind of needs to.
Come on.
Lewis is saying his tyres are getting a bit warm, so I'm just going to tell him to take it easy. Ooh, guys, it's gone beyond 4. So the conditions are wet. So what tyre is Gasly on? If he's on the wet tyre, that might be a masterstroke. He's not. But Alonso is. So Alonso might benefit in these conditions. I wonder if anybody's going to pit for the wet tyre now. Let's go on board with Verstappen. Let's go on board with Verstappen then. Race leader. What's Verstappen going to do? Let's go on board with him. Does Verstappen change his tyres? Let's find out. Is the race leader gonna pit? This is the key part, guys. Is he gonna come in? Nope, Max stays out. Max stays out. It's wet, but he's on intermediate tires. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Let's look at what lap times Alonso is gonna do when he crosses the line as well. Is Alonso any faster than the leaders? Was the wet tire the best tire to go on? He's actually doing the same pace as Max Verstappen in the inferior car, so that would suggest to me that the wet tires are slightly quicker at this stage, but not by much. He's also kind of stuck behind Charles Leclerc, which must have had a stinker of a pit stop because he's dropped all the way from P2 down to P7. Gasly's going a bit quicker than Russell as well, so that's also a bit of a concern. Just gonna fast forward just a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. Lewis is doing some really good pace as well. Not as quick as Verstappen, but basically the same pace as Sainz. Ooh, Fernando Alonso. Looks like he's going to get the move done on Charles Leclerc. So it looks like the wet tire is the tire to be on. Jeez, can Fernando Alonso be the outlier in this race? He's on a completely different set of tires compared to everybody else. But he's going really quickly on them. He's one of the first wet tire drivers working his way up the field. What lap does Fernando Alonso do this time? Yeah, he's in the 33s. He's lapping a lot faster than the guys around him. That's for sure. But Max Verstappen's in a different planet though. He's doing 32s. It's both, to be honest, Mary. We like to call him Mr. Salty or Saltfish Patty. He could literally fit into both modes, to be fair. Both descriptions, I feel, describe him quite nicely. So either way, we're going to fast forward a bit more. It does look like the rain's going to ease up a bit. So Alonso's like basically hero plan to go on the wet, it doesn't look like it's going to pay off in the long term. Also getting a bit annoyed with Russell now. Needs to kind of pick up his pace, to be fair. So we're going to tell him to attack. Yep. Alonso going on to the intermediates. His gamble has not paid off at all. So he's going to go on to the intermediates and lose track position there. That's his race over. Right, can Russell break away from Pierre Gasly? He really should, because Gasly doesn't even have DRS. True, to be honest, Martin. Mike usually is the one doing the bullying, to be fair. So it's always nice when Mike gets put in his place. I'm just joking, it's all love. Right, it looks like Russell's starting to actually build a bit of a gap away from Gasly. So finally, Russell's being a bit productive here. We love to see it. Let's look at what the gap is. Almost up to 8 tenths. Russell doing a really good job now. It looks like he's finally found his rhythm. Wow, it's up to a second now. Really good stuff from Russell. Just going to let him build a bit more of a gap, and then we'll tell him to take it easy. Guys, what do you think's going to happen? Oh. George's tires are starting to overheat, so we'll go standard. And now we'll go on board with Lewis. Can tell Lewis to push a bit. Got a lot of spare fuel on board too. Use some deploy. Let's go. Hammer time, Lewis. Try and close up this gap to science. .8 the gap. 1.7 the gap. 1.5 the gap. Lewis is catching him. Lewis is catching. He's the GOAT. 1.1 the gap. Ah, thank you, Martin. I'll take that for sure. I like to be a nice young man, to be fair. Unlike Mike. Wink, wink. Lewis is doing a really amazing job now as well. It's really starting to catch up with science here. Wonder how much longer we have the rain. Another 11 laps, allegedly. Right, Hamilton right on the back of Carlos Sainz here. Love to see it. Lewis's tyres are starting to overheat though, so tell Lewis to just take it a bit easy. Actually, I'm going to tell Lewis just to save some energy here. Just going to sit behind Science for a bit. Save some energy, so then when it's charged up, we can fully attack. Jesus, my throat, man. It's going to be so funny listening back to the stream, because my voice is absolutely gone. Alright, hopefully that gap doesn't go beyond a second, or else we'll lose the slipstream. Lewis doing such an amazing job. Alright, come on Lewis, just stick with him a bit longer. Push. Come on Lewis, come on, stick with him. Stick with him. I love how MJ and Mike are having like a Darth Vader moment in the chat. It's really cute. If you think MJ is Mike Fowler's dad, please slap the like button. Michelle saying Alonso has a better chance on softs than wets right now. Most likely. I mean, I wonder what tire he's on right now. I think he's on the intermediates like everyone else. But yeah, like jumping on the wet would have been a really big gamble, I feel. Alright, I'm going to tell Lewis to start using some boost now. Really want to get ahead of Science and build a bit of a gap. Come on, Lewis. Haul him in, haul him in. I think there's a bit of traffic in front of Science as well, so that should hopefully help us. Looks like an Aston Martin. It's probably Zhou Guanyu.
Tires are getting hot.
Copy.
Lewis in the slipstream of Carlos Sainz here. Let's go off board. He's going to get the move done. Lewis Hamilton into turn one. He thinks a bit better of it. His tyres are still overheating for pushing so hard. Come on, Lewis. Come on. We want you to be in P2, buddy. Lewis Hamilton so close to getting the move done. We'll fast forward a little bit. Surely Lewis will get this move done this lap. Looks around the outside, nothing doing there. Looks down the inside, nothing doing. Lewis is looking for all the space on the circuit to get the move done. Using a lot of energy to overtake Sainz. This is not how I envisioned it was going to be. I can really tell Lewis to attack now. Want to get this move done. Max Verstappen's is easily driving down the road. He thinks about it around the outside. Still can't get the move done. Come on, Lewis, mate. Come on. You made me save all that battery. Lewis not really finding a way around Sainz. It's a bit unfortunate. Come on, Lewis. Oh, it's starting to get a bit dry now. Let's see what's going to happen. Lewis down the inside, maybe can get the move done. Not quite. Some really close racing, guys. Tell Lewis just to conserve a bit of fuel as well. Looks like he's like 0.1 of a kilo out at the moment. And it looks like Gasly's back onto the back of Russell here. So we'll tell Russell to pick up his pace. Kind of needs to. Martin says he'll catch the Fiat. I'm done. Oh, it is. You guys are so hilarious. Come on, Lewis, man. Moving like George today. I don't mean George Clooney. I mean George Russell. Right. Lewis has saved a bit of fuel. Might as well tell him to save some battery as well then, to be fair. Since he's really struggling to get past Sainz. So hopefully the track should start drying up now. I don't think there's any more rain really scheduled, but we'll see. Lewis getting stuck behind some traffic there as well. That's not going to help.
So rain is clear.
So the rain has stopped apparently, which is really good. So as soon as this meter bar goes beyond or below 1, we can think about boxing Lewis for the dries. Jarno first, but he hasn't pitted. And the leader he has been battling with for first. Ooh, that's going to get spicy. You guys have to keep me posted on what's going to happen there. Be nice to see Jarno finally get his first win of the season and find his form, because he's really one of the fastest guys in F1 esports for sure. Really nice guy as well. Tell Lewis to start using these tyres up as well, because we're not going to lead them for too much longer. Go on, Lewis. The race is boring, MJ. I thought you were being entertained by Mike sticking it on you, to be fair. Let's see what's going to happen. I don't think it slicks. Ooh, actually. Yeah, I think we're going to take a gamble, guys. I think we're going to tell Lewis to box for the medium tyre this lap. See if we can do the undercut. And as for George, we're just going to stick it out a bit. So let's go on board with Lewis then. Let's see. Yeah, I think the perfect move is to box this lap. Go on, Lewis. Go on, Lewis. Yeah, nice. Lewis is in the pits. On the mediums. His stops are really slow. We've got to focus on that a bit more. So Lewis is on the mediums. So I'm going to tell Lewis to push. As for George, tell George to box his lap. Might as well, since the track's starting to become a bit dry. So we will box George onto the medium tyres because we know we can get to the end on those. And just make sure that he's going to box. Yeah, he's boxing this lap. Perfect.
So box, box, box.
What's Max going to do? Max stays out.
Yes, box.
What's he doing? Max has stayed out again. Lewis is going to get a supreme undercut if this works. So let's go on board with George.
So struggling with tyre temps at the moment.
It doesn't matter because we're going to box this lap. Come on, boys, give us a nice stop here. Again, not an amazing stop, but it will work. And it looks like some other people are going to pit as well. They're copying us. I wonder what these guys are going to go on to. Yep, mediums as well for these guys. Looks like everybody's pitting now. It's going to be interesting. Where's Lewis going to come out amongst all of this? Oh no, there's a flipping Aston Martin in front. I hope that they're not going to stop us. Get out of the way, mate. Thank you. And geez, look at how much we've caught up to Perez because he hasn't paid yet. But Max is... Let's see what's going to be the gap with Max. Decent stop for Max there. Well, how about Science too? And where's Lewis? Lewis is stuck behind Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez again being an absolute nuisance. I think that's going to screw us, guys.
Understood.
I think because Perez was holding us up. Yeah. Oh man, that's so annoying. Hold on, Lewis. No. No, Sergio Perez has cost us there. Sergio Perez has cost us dearly. Oh man, you hate to see it. Lewis got stuck behind in traffic and couldn't do anything stuck behind Sergio Perez, so Science is locked out there. Tried the undercut and it just wasn't effective. Either way, we're within 1 second, so that's good. And it looks like there's a huge ass gap between Russell, so he shouldn't be in any trouble for the rest of the race, so we can just tell him to just do his own thing. Cool, there's a yellow flag. Who's crashed? Who's crashed?
Yellow, yellow.
Let's take a look at the replay. All eyes on Kevin Magnussen here.
Jesus, that's the most clumsiest spin ever.
Yes, this is where they spun out. The team are devastated. They'll be questioning just what happened out there.
Alright, well, no safety car for that, I don't think. So it looks like it's going to be a straight race to the finish. Go back on board with Lewis. Tell Lewis to save some energy behind Carlos Sainz here. Oh, no, Lewis looks like he wants to go for the move. Lewis with the fastest lap.
That is fastest lap.
Nice there from Lewis. Hopefully the stewards re-enable DRS fairly soon. Lewis around the outside maybe. Gets the move done. Sensational stuff from Lewis Hamilton up to P2. Nope. Jinxed it. Sainz is still there on the inside. Can Lewis hold it around the outside? Go on, Lewis. Go and show him who's the boss.
Yeah, don't sweat it.
Man, Lewis, you got to do better than that, man.
Ferrari advance the race position.
Are they though, Abby? Are they really? I'm not too sure about that one. Either way, Lewis Hamilton's still behind Carlos Sainz here. It's getting really frustrating. I thought he was going to get the move done a lot sooner, but clearly not. Ooh, Lewis the beast of smooth there. Can Lewis get the move done? Lewis goes through. Through goes Hamilton into P2.
Fucking
Let's go.
awesome job, mate.
Excellent stuff.
So we are low on battery at the moment.
Ah, damn. So a bit low on battery. And he gets held up by the Aston Martin. Excellent job there from the Aston Martin to hold up Carlos Sainz. No, Abby, it really does. It really does, to be fair. I can't lie. You've given me your lurgies. But this is looking good. So Lewis is up to P2. He's got a nice 2.5 gap to Sainz. Bit of karma there. Lewis got held up by Sergio Perez. But Sainz got held up by the Aston Martin. So it's worked out beautifully for us. Oh my days, look at my girlfriend and then look at my best friend. Literally on the same team. Ooh. Oh man. So basically it's the whole of the chat versus Mike and Abby. And Michelle says Yano's in first, the second ahead of second place. Love to see it, man. Yano's doing quite well for the Mercedes boys then. Having said that though. Oh wait, no. I was getting confused. I thought this was Russell, but that's actually Lewis. So what we'll do, guys, I think that's probably the best we can do. Max has got a really dominant lead. He's 12 seconds ahead of us. So I don't really think there's much we can really do from this position here. But either way, we are going to fast forward a bit and just keep an eye on this gap. You don't want it to go anywhere below 1 second, or else Sainz is going to get DRS. But Lewis looks like he's having a really comfortable time in clean air now, which is amazing. Hopefully it's a clean finish at the end. Let's see what happens. Ooh, the gap's coming down. It's 1.3. 1.2. Come on, Lewis. Pick up your pace, buddy. Pick up your pace. Yep, 1.2. 1.2. 1.8. Okay, something's happened there. I don't know what it is, but I'll take it. Standard and balanced. Oh, nice 2-second gap now between Sainz and Lewis. That should be enough. I tell Lewis just to save some fuel here. No, right, Mike. It's gone progressively worse as the stream's gone on. Oh no, wait, Sainz is back. Sainz is back. Gonna tell Lewis to push a bit. Oh wow, Sainz is within 0.4 of a second here. Don't know what happened to Lewis. Oh, Sainz has got ahead. Okay, so just giving us something to think about then. Oh, what the hell? How has Sainz got such a big gap already? It's crazy. Right, let's tell Lewis to push a little bit then. Oh, what's Lewis's tyre wear even on? Jesus, Lewis's tyre is on 54%. Oh gosh, hopefully he can make it to the end of the race. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. Either way, I'm going to go on board with Lewis.
And we'll push.
Increase in lift and coast just a little.
Let's look at this gap. If anything, guys, it might be this good to settle for P3. Got 2 cars in the top 5. Shame the same can't be said for Red Bull. Wink, wink. And Lewis is still within basically a second of Carlos Sainz here, so we don't need to go too crazy. What we can do once we get a bit closer to Sainz. Ooh, Lewis around the outside maybe. Wow, Lewis is not giving up though. Lewis back up to P2. Love to see it. Wow. Is that you, Abby? Yeah? Alright, cool.
Moved up a place.
Wow, my girlfriend's just violating me. Absolutely violating me in the chat right now. Oh, Lord. Like, I'm used to holding this smoke, usually from MJ or from Mike or from David Sonogra, but never from my own girlfriend. This is new territory for me. I can't lie. Right, Lewis is still battling with Carlos Sainz here. I think what we're going to tell Lewis to do once he gets some DRS is to save some energy.
And Ferrari just gained a place.
Because these two are literally just cat and mouse at the moment. It's really annoying. Oh, never mind. I don't think Lewis is going to be able to challenge. He's already outside of the DRS. I might have to be fair, Mary. You're right. I might have to. I think we've got some tests. So we'll probably do some. Either way, Lewis out of slipstream and DRS of Carlos Sainz here. The gap's over a second. So I think probably the smart thing to do is just to just like take it easy. Tell Lewis not to push. I guess. Abby has this way of showing affection to me. It's usually cussing me or, you know, getting onto me. So yeah, can't lie. Mike's gonna have to get used to it. Yeah, I can't lie, bro. I really do, to be fair. Right. I think the next thing we need to focus on is George Russell, because it looks like Leclerc is going to be on his back really, really soon. I have Mary in my corner though. Mary's going to rescue me. Oh my days, right. So, George Russell still 2.1 seconds ahead of Leclerc. I think it might be too late for Leclerc, to be honest. And Yano has a 1.2 lead ahead of the pack, so that's good news in the world of Formula 1 esports. Love to see Yano up there finally getting a bit of a break here. Haha, MJ telling Mary to join us. It's clearly two camps here. Alright, there's 3 laps to go, so what's going to happen? To be fair, I think I'm going to simulate the rest of this, because I don't think Charles Leclerc is going to be able to catch Russell with the time that's left. I've said that though. Let's tell Russell to pick up his pace and to push a bit. He gets caught. We do want a top 4 finish for Russell. I think that'd be his best, finish of the season. Leclerc within. Ooh. We got to get on board with this. This looks like it's going to get tasty. This looks like it's going to get very tasty. Charles Leclerc versus George Russell. Let's have a look at how this is going to go on board. Going to tell Russell to use all of his tyres.
So push hard. It might stop you.
Yep, fine.
Max Verstappen on the final lap. Looks like Max is going to wrap this thing up, to be fair. But that's not where the action is. The action is with George Russell and Charles Leclerc. 2 future world champions of the future. I'm losing my voice, but I'm going to go and do this in a commentary style anyway. George Russell comes around towards the final sector. Turns left into the final corner. Is George Russell going to be able to hold on?
One more lap.
Oh wait, they're not even on the final lap yet. So this is literally George Russell versus Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc has DRS. George Russell has nothing to really defend with. Let's see what's going to happen.
You can do this.
Come on, George. Show us who's the boss.
Copy.
George looks like he's run out of steam here. Literally, looks like George Russell's falling off a cliff. And I tell him to attack, but I don't think he's going to do much at this stage.
You have overtake.
Yeah, copy.
Oh, I'll definitely check it out, Michelle, for sure. Sounds like it's been a good race. So Max Verstappen takes the checkered flag. George Russell looks like he's going to go around the outside. Can he get the move done? George Russell around the outside. Charles Leclerc squeezes him off the circuit. How naughty. Oh no, George Russell nearly had P4. But Charles Leclerc, the quicker driver, the fastest lap, goes past. Oh, George Russell gets P4. George Russell! P4, George Russell! Wow! Oh my god, did you see that, guys? George Russell overtook Charles Leclerc at the line. Wow, that was a photo finish. And I've completely lost my voice. Oh my days, that was crazy. Did you guys see that? Nah, that was a madness. Absolute mad thing. The gap was literally... They crossed the line at actually the same point. I don't believe that. Jesus. Wow, what a comeback from George Russell. Excellent driving. So Mercedes P3 and P4, we take those. We still didn't get the W, unfortunately. But still, decent day on the road for Mercedes AMG Petronas. Oi, what's that supposed to mean?
Lewis Hamilton
Guys are so cheeky. So we're going to see the GOAT on the podium.
Tremendous podium result.
The GOAT over there. I don't know who this guy is, but this guy here is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. Yeah, you see, Abby's giving me her lurgies. Oh, Lewis, spray that champagne, boy. Spray that champagne. Make it rain on these hoes. Make it rain on these hoes, Lewis. Love to see it. Love to see it. What a race, though.
Alongside them, of course, the other two talented drivers completing today's podium lineup.
What an interesting podium. Max Verstappen first, Carlos Sainz second, and Lewis third.
They need to figure out how to make it work for them.
Yes, there's no doubt that they have what it takes. I can't wait to see which direction they go in for the next race.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. We love to see it. Team LH till I die.
Teams will be looking ahead to Imola, where the season progresses with the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Get ready for some fierce competition.
That's going to be an interesting one, Karun. Right. So, Max Verstappen takes the race win. Charles Leclerc gets the fastest lap, but George Russell gets P4 on the line. Jesus, what an amazing final race, man. Wow. Crazy. And as Michelle and Mike has pointed out, it could potentially be a double Dutch win, because Max has won the race today and Jarno Opmeer looks like he's going to win the F1 esports race. So I'll definitely be looking at that. Before we sign off the stream, guys, let's have a look at how the Drivers' Championship looks now. So, Lewis Hamilton, the GOAT, still leading the championship. But Max Verstappen has definitely closed up the gap here. So, 3 points between the GOAT. You know, got to make sure we get his face in there as well. My GOAT, Lewis Hamilton. And this guy here, Max. Kind of looks like a fish. Look at his lips. His fish lips. Let me get a hashtag fish lips in the chat. And yeah, decent recovery as well from Charles Leclerc too, to be fair. And Mercedes still at the top of the constructors. Really good performance there from George Russell to pip the Ferrari boys. So love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Banter is good, I agree. Definitely agree, Abby. Mary said Max ain't Dutch, he's Belgium. That's actually true though. Max is actually born in Belgium, to be fair, so he's a fake Dutchie. Michelle said, look at the race after the stream if you can. I definitely will, Michelle. I'll keep it in mind. Abby said, oi, don't do Max like that. Oi, it's the truth though. He does look like a fish. Look. Tell me this guy doesn't look like a fish. Like he doesn't even need Botox. Look at his lips. Let me get a hashtag fish lips in the chat. Let me get a hashtag. You know what Red Bull probably spent all of the budget on? It's probably Botox for Max Verstappen's lips. Oh my days. And as Mary said it, There's only one GOAT, and that's the GOAT, Sir Lewis Hamilton. You don't know. You don't know. Oh, man. Oh, man. What can I say? Shut up, Mike, man, about the worst of all time. If I come over there and I fly kick you. Or better than that, I get MJ to fly kick you. Because you know Albanians don't play around. Nah, Max Albanian, he spotted in a Mercedes. I'm done. Well, listen, let's progress this then. So Lewis gets a couple of points. Russell gets a development point. Quite nice for Russell. We won't use that just yet. And we got Felipe Drugovich in the wings as well. We've got to actually give Felipe Drugovich some seat time. But to be fair, I'm really happy with George's performance in that race. Did the best he could do. And thank you, Mary, as well. Hashtag fish lips. Love to see it. So, we got 4 million. But then, because of the driver bonuses, we had to pay out. So we literally only earned 1.7 million. Jesus Christ. Lewis is such an expensive driver, man. As much as I love Lewis, the one thing I won't miss when he does retire from our campaign is that he's just so expensive, man. We lose practically all of our money paying Lewis on his bonuses. So yeah. Oh man. Anyway, continue. Dens, they ban your girl. They would never. They would never. Right, let's go and read our emails then. So, thank you to all the teams that voted. Everybody was in favor, or the majority voted in favor of the below option. Okay. So, what do we vote for? We voted for. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 against, and there's 6 for. So it looks like everybody voted in the same direction we went for. We've also got our research area unlocked, so that's going to be interesting too. Mary, I hope you didn't ban them. And let's see, post race. So that's basically talking up Max and the board. Bit disappointed because they wanted Lewis to get the win there. But either way, we shall continue. We shall continue. Oh, Bono usually does like a kind of post-race thing as well. Has Bono said anything? Okay, strange. Bono hasn't really said anything. That's a bit bizarre. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what's going on. Hey, why did you guys time out Abby? Why are you guys being so mean? You know what? I'm gonna make Abby an administrator. Add moderator. There we go. So Abby's gonna be a mod as well. And yeah, continue. Let's see. Do we get any new emails? Always these guys just want me to spend money. So we are gonna refurbish the studio. And Jarno Opme wins. Okay, so that's a double Dutch win. Jeez, man. The Dutchies are really taking over. Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side, man. Pass the Dutchie on the left-hand side. And let's see. Bono usually writes like a post-race. Oh, there we go. There's the post-race thing from Lewis. Or from Pete Bonington. So he's saying the engine cooling could be a bit better, and George Russell's defending could also be a bit more improved as well. So we're going to go over to George's profile. And let's see. George Russell. How do we boost this thing up again? I think it's performance. Okay, there we go. And it's defending. Yeah, his defending's in the 70s. So that's not great. So boost that up. And we are good. Well, guys, it's been your boy AMG Dents. with another legendary version of our F1 manager mode. If you liked what you saw today, make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you slap the like button like Will Smith, as we always say. Shout out to everybody inside here as well. I'm also gonna make Michelle a moderator too. Thank you, Michelle, for always coming inside the stream and making it lots of fun. I'll definitely try, MJ. I'll definitely try, man. I need to drink some tea, to be fair. I definitely need to drink some tea because my voice is gone. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed the content. Make sure you slap the like button. So my voice, for every like that I get on this video, there's more of a possibility that my voice will come back. So make sure you slap the like button. But yeah, until next time, guys, thank you so much for your love, your support. It really, really means a lot. And until next time, I'll catch you guys soon. In the meantime, peace.